getting my smiles ready to take a still shot. Let's do one like this. Oh, see the ring light's on there. So how can I not? How is everyone? Welcome to Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 13, episode 1, 2, 3. So, what is new? What have you been up to? Okay, I had my hair like, you know how I do the scrunch thing? So I had half of it up in a scrunch, and now I just took it down, but I think I left it in a scrunch too long. So it's doing all these weird things over here. That's why the sides look weird, but... and as you can see, I need to do my roots. I don't know if I look good as a... I mean, if I'm going with the witch theme, the white hair would look great. Are you going to come and say hi?
Sit me head in.
What?
Sit me head in. Hi!
And that's not... Sit for one moment.
I can't, I've got to go.
Alright. You get half of a face of Steve.
See you later. Love you.
See you. Love you too, baby. Alright. Let me fix my... Oh, okay. So this is what... Here they call them bobble hats because it's got a bobble. In Canada, we call it toques. And I just want to show you, this is a cute one, but it's all messed up, no elastic in it. And why is that? I don't remember doing it to this one specifically, but I probably did. You can't wash them on a hot wash. Like, you have to find out the cleaning instructions. But I've wrecked so many beanies and bobble hats and stuff just by washing them wrong. I just assume they're made of wool or something, but no, because of the elastic, like the plasticky whatever's in it, polyester, I have no idea, but anyways, I've wrecked the elasticity, and I've looked up and you can't get it back. So once I wreck a hat like this, you can't get it back. So unless I had a really big head, this hat will not get its shape back or look all right. So anyways, that's why I decided to wear it for this, and then I'll probably get rid of it, or I might just keep this patch. Street vibe. It's cute. Oh, somebody put, like, when I came closer, all these hearts popped out of my head. It looked really cool. I'll see if I can screen capture it later. Okay. Yeah, see, this is bugging me right here. And this is not what this podcast is. I mean, it's not a podcast, Lisa. You don't have a podcast. You have a whatever, a Facebook Live. You have a rambling hour. There. Okay, let's just do this. So, the next few weeks, we have 3 Sundays before Christmas, and then the 4th Sunday is Christmas Eve. So, yeah, with those 3, the next 3 rambling hours will be dedicated to Christmas. One of them is going to be about food and treats. One of them is going to be about crafts, and I don't know what the other one will be, but it'll be Christmas themed anyways. And then somewhere along, closer to the... Something just fell out of my pocket. Yes. A lighter. I must have wore this out by the fire or something. I don't know why else I would have a lighter in my pocket. Candles on a cake or starting a fire outside. That's the only reason I would have a lighter. And I haven't wore this jacket in who knows how long. I bought this when my mom was here. Me and her both bought one. I think hers might be gray. I can't remember. It's really warm and cozy. So, yeah, Christmas. Hello, it's November 26th today, so it's less than a month away from Christmas. Yes, I have Christmas stuff out. This is just a mini kind of, you know, I'm not having it all Christmas themed yet. So, Mom says, hi Lisa. Hi Mommy. I have set out all the decorations in the kitchen, like decorated it the way that I want it. I'm going to work on the dining room and living room next. But I've kind of put everything in the rooms on a table or on a side or wherever. And then now I'm placing the things. So the kitchen's pretty much done. Besides, I want to do something up at the top of the cupboards, whether it's garland or something. And then, and lights. I haven't done any lights yet. And then I haven't even brought the tree down from the attic, loft, whatever you want to call it. I haven't brought the tree down. That'll be one of the last things. If all goes the way I have it planned, because I've told you guys before, in the entranceway, we're going to break the wall down into the office, and then the office door that's in the living room here, we're going to block that up. But even without it being blocked up, just with that door not having to be used, because if we get a doorway in the entranceway, then I might put the Christmas tree in that corner there, which means I don't have to move any furniture or squeeze the Christmas tree in anywhere. Let's see. So I told you guys that I wasn't letting myself do any of the Christmas decorations until I worked on the visa stuff. Well, I got my letter ready to send to a solicitor, and but then Steve, so it is ready if I need to send it, but basically I probably just need to call a few solicitors and see basically if I have to apply for another 2.5-year visa for us, because our visa expires in January. So don't worry, it's November. It's the end of November, but I mean, yes, I do have to do it soon, but you can't do it sooner than 30 days before your visa expires. So I can't remember if it expires. Say it expires January 16th. I can't remember if it's the 10th or 16th. I have it marked down, don't worry. But I can't do it. It'll be like the soonest I can do it is like December 16th or something like that. Anyways, which is in a couple of weeks, so I do need to do it. But if I'm applying for another 2.5-year visa, that's simple. Last time I was just simply filling out the application, sending it in, and waiting for a decision. Which last time it was a yes. It was the time before that we had to go to court and we were appealing their decision based on family, I can't remember what it was on, family life something. But so if we apply for another 2.5 years, straightforward, easy enough, just expensive because there's 4 of us and it's another 2.5 years. The thing is that because our visa expires in January and come October, it'll be 10 years that we've lived here, and after 10 years you can apply for permanent residency. We technically only need a visa for like 9 months, or, you know, like if I get the application in for permanent residency right away. So I need to call solicitors, which in North America we would call them like lawyers or whatever, attorneys. I don't know the difference. Anyways, call a solicitor and find out if I have to apply for a 2.5-year visa, or if there's a way to extend the visas that we're already on for 9 or 10 months, so that I can, after October, I can put in our applications for a permanent residency. That does not mean that we're citizens. That's a separate thing you have to apply for to become a citizen. I think we can apply for citizenship after 10 years, but it's separate to permanent residency. Lots of people will get permanent residency somewhere and never become citizens of the country. I think the plan would be for me I'd like to think that if I've lived here this long, I would probably eventually, and maybe soon after getting permanent residency, if it's approved, applying for citizenship just so I have dual citizenship in the UK and Canada. And the girls, that would be good for them as well. So Steve is entitled to dual citizenship in Ireland because his grandparents, his dad's parents, are from Ireland. So with your grandparents, if they were citizens of a country, I mean, I think it's probably different in every country, but it might be similar that it's to your grandparents. So his grandparents were citizens of Ireland, so he can apply and get dual citizenship for Ireland, which he plans on doing one day, but I don't know when. So I did get that done. That's why I am allowed to decorate for Christmas. Greenhouse stuff, the electrician hasn't been out, so I have some extension leads coming in through a small window, and then I got it all taped up and sealed up so that even though it has to be open just enough for the cord to come through, I don't want any, draft coming in or any cold air coming in. So I do have an extension lead into the house right now for the heater in the greenhouse until the electricians come out. We have another electrician that we just need to call and book with him because the other electricians don't seem to be responding. So we'll just go with our new electrician. So hopefully that'll get done. But the greenhouse is heated. Now that it's heated as well, now that I've ran the extension lead and put the heater in there, I can get back out there and do some work in there because it was too cold for me to work out there. And then in the polytunnel, I've used it's called, it's a heater what's it called again? My brain's just shut off. It's a liquid. Paraffin. Paraffin, it's like a liquid fuel. I mean, paraffin can come in different forms. You can get paraffin wax and so, but this paraffin is a liquid paraffin, and you pour it into the bottom, and it has like wicks that you light and put these chimney things on, and it produces a heat. So it's a paraffin heater, and that's how I've kept the frost off of the stuff in the polytunnel for the last 2 nights. Tonight it's weird because it actually is gone from 5, it's up to 6 now, and it's going up to 7 at like 3 in the morning, and then by 7 at night it goes down to 6. So it's like going up degrees right now. So it won't be frosty overnight, but the rest of the next 14 days or something, like for many days now, it'll be anywhere from 0 to -2. So I'll be having to use the heaters almost every night, and I need to buy more paraffin. The stuff in the polytunnel is not as sensitive to the cold as the stuff in the greenhouse, but I still want to keep the frost off of them. It is the biggest concern with the stuff in the polytunnel is if we get like temperatures like last year where it was like -13 and stuff like that. That killed off a lot of my plants last winter. So, but it's nice to have the house. Like, I like my house plants, but I like the space in the house too to move. I don't want it to be overcrowded with anything, let alone house plants. And it's the same with the simple decorating that I'm doing. Yes, I brought down all my Christmas decorations. I've gone through them, but I'm not putting every single thing out. I know it's a use it or lose it type thing, so I am actually getting rid of some of my Christmas decorations this year, stuff that's a bit tacky or just like, I've only kept it because it's a Christmas decoration, but I'm not really a fan of it, or I don't like the way it looks. If I'm going to add to my collection every year, I might as well get rid of some things, especially if they don't bring me joy. But yes, it's a lose it or lose it thing. So there is a lot of things that I didn't unpack. Like, I've looked at if I wanted to use them or not, and left them in the box and put them in a bin. The bins are still here, 2 bins, one with winter and one with Christmas stuff, like ornaments that I'm not going to use this year. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm getting rid of those necessarily. Some of them I love, absolutely love, but I don't need to have everything out. I can do different themes each year. So specifically in the kitchen this year, last year I did like, it was like a navy blue and red and white theme kind of, or it was a blue, red and white theme in the kitchen. And that, like, we put the Man City baubles on the tree in there and stuff. But this year I love the robins, the Christmas robins, and they remind me of my dad and specifically, but anybody who's passed away. So I love having the robins at Christmas, remembering all the people who have passed away and all the Christmas memories we've had with family and friends and stuff like that. So I'm doing the robin theme in the kitchen this year. And what else? Just robins. So yeah, and a little bit of the what we would call plaid, but what they call check here, like this tartan pattern, whatever. But yeah, so the kitchen's, like I said, basically done, and it just feels nice. It's nice and simple, and just a little bit here, a little bit there, like not cluttered like I would do some Christmases where every inch has to be Christmas. But especially seeing I have only finished one room for the most part, and it's already the 26th, and I want all the decorating done by December 1st. I need to stop drinking pop not in general. I like my pop. I mean, I am cutting down. I am drinking more water, but I need to stop drinking when I do my lives because it just makes me burp, and it's very unprofessional. But this is for my friends and family, and you guys know I'm not professional anyways. I'm just a rude girl. So Steve's gone, as you heard, he had to leave, so he's gone out to cards tonight, as per usual on a Sunday if the boys are out, which they try to be. They try not to have any excuses to miss their Sunday get-togethers unless they're out of town or something like that. So I told you about the visa, talked about gardening, trying to do more gardening videos. I've taken some, they're on my phone that I need to like look through and edit and put together and do like that. But what else? I clean the office, so that's, yeah, because I think I told you guys that last week, that's how I work. Like, I can't work, I don't want to work at my desk in the office unless the whole office is clean. I used to be like that when I was a kid too. I used to like, to do my homework in my room at my desk, I would have to clean my whole room. I couldn't just move stuff off my desk and get to my homework. I wanted the whole room, my whole environment clean. So I'm still like that. So I didn't want to work at my desk in the office unless the whole office was clean. So each room is yeah, we talked about this last week about getting rid of stuff, and I feel good about having more of a simple life. But I just hate, and what was I watching, or was it a dream? I can't remember, but just getting rid of stuff, like I said before, I would get rid of stuff so much easier if I knew a specific place. When I was in Canada, I used to just bring boxes and bags of stuff to like Valley Village or Goodwill, and you could just drop it all off, and then they would go through it if they wanted to put it out or whatever. Samantha says, hello Samantha, but here you take a box to the charity shop and they're like, oh, they'll go through it right there and be like, we don't take this, we don't take this, we don't take this, and you have to take it back. And it's like, well, these things still work, where am I supposed to bring them? So that's the frustrating thing here. Obviously, getting rid of clothes is easy because that's what Steve does, which reminds me, I was going to put up the Recycle UK information on my Facebook and stuff to, it is his business, so I should advertise. So, yeah. So, I shared a song today. It was really sad, sweet, bitter. No, it wasn't bittersweet. It was very sweet. Like, of a dad who wrote a song for his daughters, and then his little daughters tricked him onto being on Britain's Got Talent. And it's a song about they'll always be his little girls, and they're only 3 and 4 when that happened. I don't know how old they are now. I didn't look how old the video was. But it's sweet how, like, even when your kids grow up, they're still your little kids. And, yeah, it made me cry today. And it made me think about lots of things. But, because then after that I was watching another Britain's Got Talent moment with, her name is Jade, but her stage name was Nightbird. You can look her up, Nightbird with an E on the end of bird. And she had cancer and passed away, but she sang some beautiful songs actually, I don't think she was on Britain's Got Talent. She might have been on America's Got Talent. Yeah, I think she was. And anyways, she has some good music, so I was listening to her music, and it was just making me think about how short our time can be here. And plus, me and Steve have been watching this TV show. It's called Cause of Death, and it's like a documentary type one. There's only 2 seasons, and there's only 3 episodes in each season, and each episode has 2 cases, and it's about a coroner, and that's so cool, all these balloons went up. It's about a coroner who when the coroner has to be called where the death is suspicious, or it's at home, or like it's a police investigation, and when the coroner has to see if there was anything, or they have to find out the cause of death. So it's very interesting and stuff, but again, depending on how the person died, it's sad and shows how quickly we can be snuffed out or snuff ourselves out, or by accident or whatever. And it just has me thinking about that mortality stuff. Yeah, Mom, it's me, the cheery, happy one that talks about death all the time. The kids and Steve know that most of my stories have to do with either poop or death. That's what they always say. Because I'll tell a story about somebody, I'll be like, oh, this time that me and this person did this and that, and then they died. But yeah, I do miss them. But it was great when we did that. And there's like, my stories will always be like that. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. I did my Christmas collage with all my Christmas pictures from the past with family and friends that I've liked their Christmas picture. And right front and center is my Grandma Malone and her Christmas picture of her sitting on Santa Claus. So that's what reminded me of thinking about people who have passed away. And then I just thought about Grandma, and then I thought about that. And I hung it in the kitchen. Even though it's a huge frame and it's in the kitchen, it still works on that piece of the wall where there is nothing right now. I have a great story to tell you. Samantha, you're watching right now too. I told Samantha I was going to tell her the story, but I also wanted to save it for my live. So then I told her I'd tell it on my live. And if she didn't watch my live, then I would tell her later or whatever. But anyways, this great story this week. You guys know I'm a chatty Cathy, as they call it here. And obviously that's why this is a rambling hour, because I can go on and on and on. Well, when I was doing my grocery shopping that I do weekly, it's funny, again, if you believe in coincidences or not, how everything works out. I didn't even need to put on blush because I'm flushed for some reason. How everything works out. I was hot. No, okay, so I went into the shop. I get a trolley full. That's a shopping cart if you're in North America. I got the whole trolley full of pop, 50 bottles, 50, and 4 cases of 6 packs of cans on the bottom. So anyways, I get the pop, I bring in the trolley to the car, load it all up, and then I take the trolley back in to do the grocery shopping. This is my routine. But after I put the pop into the boot, even though the weather has been chilly, for some reason I was just hot. So I took off my zip-up hoodie, put it in the trolley, and went in to do my grocery shopping. Wearing earpods, listening to my podcast in my own little world, doing my shopping, and then this lady starts talking to me. She's older than me, and so I paused my podcast, and she was saying she loves my shirt. I was going to show you guys my shirt, but then I realized I just put it in the washing machine. But it is this pink t-shirt that I wear, like, you know how I usually wear my sweatpants and a t-shirt that kind of are the same colors? So with my burgundy sweatpants that have a hole in them that I need to patch or get rid of, I was wearing my pink t-shirt that I wear for gardening or whatever. It has a skull on it and headphones on it. And she just stopped me to say how much she loves my shirt, and then we just were talking and talking and talking. Then we were talking for so long too, and we were like in everybody's way. We were like moving through the cheese and the yogurts and kept moving back and forth while people needed stuff, and we just really enjoyed our conversation so much. And then she said, "Oh, I could talk to you for hours or something," and I said, "Well, do you have a Facebook?" So we exchanged Facebook information. And so now I have a new friend, and I don't know how old she is. I know she's older than me, but I'm going to say, she said she was a teacher 40 years ago, but I don't think that she retired 40 years ago, per se. I think she must have taught and then retired early, because I don't think she's like she's definitely, I would say the oldest, she's probably in her 70s, but she might be anywhere from in her 50s. You know, like I know she's old. I can tell she's older than me, but I don't know by how much. But we talked about so much different things and everything else. But later that day, or in the next few days, I kept seeing these things about how, like, people come into your life for a reason, and da-da-da-da. So the weird thing is, like I said, had I not, for some weird reason, been too hot and taken off my hoodie, then she wouldn't have saw the shirt I was wearing under my hoodie, so she wouldn't have stopped to talk to me, and we wouldn't have made friends. And like I said, usually it's me who talks to people and is outgoing like that and everything else. But it was really cool that somebody stopped me and talked to me the way that I do to other people. And we haven't really chatted yet from Facebook. And I mean, I see that she's done a few things on her Facebook, but she's not like active like I am. But I look forward to being her friend, and how very exciting. We actually have 2 friends in common. She's from Northwich, which is like the bigger town where I go grocery shopping and stuff. And one of the friends is through Feathers, that I know, through Steve and Jackie, through Feathers. And the other friend that we have in common is through painting, which some of the people that we painted with are new. The reason we got into that painting club was because some of those people went to Feathers. So it's all connected. Feathers, again, is Steve and Jackie's business regarding spiritualism and all that stuff. So we do have a couple friends in common, but it's just very cool, very exciting. I love when there's people like that where you just get on with them and get along and just chat and chat and chat and chat, especially when it's like, obviously I can do the chatting, but I need to, you have one mouth and 2 ears. So I have to learn to listen. And yeah, but I do love when you find someone that you just have, like, the conversation can just flow, especially when, even though I can talk about anything, it might not seem like it, but I do appreciate deeper conversation more than just the, how's the weather type stuff. So yeah, that was my exciting story, Samantha, and everybody else. I met a new person, and I just love how all the coincidences worked out, how we met. And I don't know why or what or whatever, but I do feel like that was just because, like I said, just because afterwards how I saw things about people coming into your lives for a reason and everything. I don't know what it is yet, but I do believe there was a reason that, because I have talked to people in public before and us not exchange, contact information. But yeah, I do believe that me and her have been put into each other's lives for a reason. So very exciting, and maybe she'll even be my guest one day if I said she used to be a teacher, and yeah, so she and obviously she could chat because we were chatting, so maybe she won't be too shy to do this, so we'll see if she would like to be my guest one day. Samantha says, "Oh, that's a nice story." Thank you. I agree. It is. It was very nice. And the weird thing too is that because we were standing in the like I said, where the cheese and yogurts and stuff were, and talking for so long, that after we were done talking, I was so cold that I had to put my jumper back on. I had to put my hoodie back on to warm up. So I have made some yummy dishes for dinner the last week. I made some baby potatoes with chicken thighs and Brussels sprouts I tried them with cheese. It didn't spectacularly make the Brussels sprouts that much better. I'd rather have them with gravy or something. But that was one dish. And then, so Allison went away for the weekend to her boyfriend's house, which she does. But they invited Aurora to go up for the weekend if she wanted to as well. So Aurora and Allison were gone. Tom went to his nan's for the weekend, so he was gone. So the only people in the house were me, Steve, and Erica. So me and Steve were talking last night about ordering out. But in town here, that was the lights turning on. I think lots of places do that. I even saw people doing it in Canada too, that the lights go on in the village or town, a month before Christmas. So especially when it landed on a Saturday. So that was going on downtown here, and me and Steve talked about getting takeaway, and I thought, well, if we're getting takeaway, I'd rather it be delivered than we have to go out and get it, especially because if we order something from in town, it's busy down there. I wouldn't want to go down there to get it. But then if it's too far away in one of the other smaller towns around here, they might not deliver to us. But I didn't feel like going out. And then plus I was like, well, he said takeaway, and I said, well, like what? And he said, whatever you want. But he says that, but he doesn't like pizza. Yes, we love Chinese, but that's usually when it's a bigger meal, lots of people, but I would have went and got Chinese if that's what he wanted. And other things like Mexican, there's no Mexican delivery place here, but I'm just saying, like, lots of places do peppers in their food, and he can't eat peppers because he's allergic. So I'm like, and we didn't want McDonald's. KFC bothers his stomach because it's greasy. And there's no Burger King close to here. We would have had that. But that also, we're trying to be healthy. So we talked about getting a curry. And then we're like, well, what good places are there for curries? And like I said, I would like them to deliver. There is places in Middlewich that do curries, but I didn't want to have to go and get it. Then I just thought of the pilau rice recipe I have. And I just thought, you know what? It's just as easy and quick if I go and make it. And then I got excited because I had decorated already for Christmas in the kitchen. And we have a beautiful kitchen. I was like really excited to, use my spices and my pestle and mortar and make the pilau rice. And then I made the rice from scratch with spices and everything else. And I cut the chicken and cooked the chicken, but the sauce for the chicken tikka masala, it was just in jars, which made it easy. But I did add vegetables and onions to mine and Steve's. I just left it with chicken and sauce for Erica, with no vegetables in it. But yeah, so I made a yummy curry last night for supper, so we had that again tonight. I didn't make the lamb hearts yet, but I also didn't take them out of the freezer to thaw. But there's something else I made this last week too that was yummy, but I can't remember what it was. What else do you guys want to talk about? Talk about plants, food, like gardening, Christmas, decorations, watching TV. We were watching, I told you guys that we watched the Big Brother UK. That finished last Friday. And so I talked to you about that last night. And then I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here started. So we've been watching that. There was a Doctor Who special on last night. They have some specials, especially around Christmas time. So we watched that last night. And then, like I said, we've been watching that show, Cause of Death. I haven't finished my book yet because I don't sit down to read because, you know, that would require, I don't know, focus. Yeah, I don't know. What you guys have to tell me what else you want to talk about. The bathroom downstairs, the doors put on. So there was 3 things that needed to be done in the bathroom downstairs. The oak door being put back on because it was on, but then once the tiles went on the floor, it was just a little bit too, like the door needed to be cut on the bottom a little bit to fit, open and close. So the door is back on. The other 2 things that need to be done in the bathroom downstairs is plastering the walls, just skimming over. It won't be a big job, but it's about one time. And then I can paint the walls. And the other thing is putting in the shower and the shower cubicle. Samantha says, just going to put Spencer down. We'll be back. Okay, love you, Samantha. By putting Spencer down, she means putting Spencer down for the night to sleep. Melody says, are planning on doing some Christmas baking this year? Am I planning on... The thing is, I like baking, but I also like eating, and it doesn't help when you are trying to be healthy. Yes. Well, like I said, one of the upcoming episodes of Rambling Hour will be like a Christmas treat special. So I don't know if it's a lot of baking, but it might be little treats and different things that we'll do. So I will do a Christmas treat special, and we'll see if Samantha has time or is able to come for either the Rambling Hour Christmas in the Kitchen or Rambling Hour Crafts. But yeah, so baking, I would love to make some pecan pies because what's the other ones that you guys have in Canada that I miss? Like pecan pies, or what's the ones that people eat way too many of? Because here, there's a similar type of tart that people eat. It's not similar in flavor. It's the fact that it's a tart and people eat way too many of them. Some of them have like dough on the top, not dough, what's it called? Pastry or dough, whatever. It has a top, and some of them don't, but they're called mince pies. And inside it's called mincemeat, which is not actually meat. It's like minced up different types of fruit. Butter tarts. Yes, butter tarts, pecan pies. I want to make some of those because I could eat way too many of those at Christmas, and I haven't had them since I moved here. So over 9 years, I haven't had a butter tart or a pecan pie, which is very sad because they're so good. Melody says I might make some candy apples. So candy apples, I guess they could work for Christmas too, but first of all, I'm allergic to apples, so I wouldn't be able to eat them. Second is kind of like a Halloween thing, but you can buy them here for Halloween or for bonfire night. Candy apples or toffee apples. I did try and make the candy apples once a couple years ago. They didn't work out very, the candy tasted nice, but it didn't work the way it should have. So, there was something else I wanted to make too Christmassy. So maybe the pecan pies or butter tarts. If you guys have a recipe of pecan pies or butter tarts, please send it to me. And my brain is not working on a candy thermometer. I don't know if I have a candy thermometer. I don't think I do, but I did try and make hard candy, like boiled sweets, as they call them. Well, like last year, I was trying to make worms in a mold, but like of hard candy sweets. Oh no, I was trying to make them gummy. Was I making gummy or hard? Either way, whatever. I was trying to make them, but they didn't work out either. Melody says, Mom makes butter tarts. Okay, well then, Mom, I need the recipe. Mom making them doesn't help me because you can't send them to me. And Mom's not here. But she can send me the recipe and I can try making them. They won't be as good as Mom's, I know, but I try. Which again reminds me, what the heck did I make this week that was super good besides the pilau rice? And the pilau rice recipe that I make is from the Harry Biker's recipe book. And it turns out every time, it's so good. I will try and find it and post it in the comments here. Yeah. Big fat thing. We watched a movie last night too. So I'm at 34 minutes. Me and Steve watched the movie Genie with Melissa McCarthy in it. I love Melissa McCarthy, and even if it's a bad movie, I want to watch all of her movies just because I love her. And it was like it's all right of a movie, but it wasn't as good as I hoped it would be. But it was like a nice kind of family love story, Christmassy. Well, only because it was a bit at Christmas time. But it was a sweet story, but it was, and there's some funny parts in, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But I do love Melissa McCarthy, and she's so pretty, and she's so funny, and she's so awesome. So anything by her, I would like to watch. So we did watch that last night. And we watched something else last night too, because I remember going up early so we could watch it. I don't remember what it was though. Oh yeah, Doctor Who. Oh yeah, that's right. I went up early instead of decorating because we watched the Doctor Who special, then we watched the movie Genie, and then we watched the episode of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Britney Spears' little sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, is in the jungle this year on the I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I explained it to you guys before. It's a bunch of celebrities that go into the Australian jungle for a few weeks, and they live in a camp with each other, and they just have to do these weird trials, like bush tucker trials, where they have to eat weird things or have creepy crawlies on them or reach into things with creepy crawlies, or like all these like different things to win stars. And the stars, each star you get equals more food for the camp. There's a star per person. So if there's 10 people in camp, then you can win up to 10 stars, and that determines how much food you get. Otherwise you have to eat. If you don't get any stars, like, then you just have a diet of rice and beans. And the beans are like a white bean. I can't remember what kind of bean they called it. It's just a white bean. Rice and beans. Sometimes when I'm watching it and they have rice and beans, it makes me want rice and beans. However, they don't have any seasoning or any sauce. So if I was to have rice and beans, I'd want some kind of sauce on it, or, you know, seasoning, like something. I don't want just dry rice and beans. That would be so hard to choke down. I need to have mine like soupy. I need saucy things. Like I do. If food is too dry, it's so hard for me to choke it down. I must not make enough saliva or something. Except at night when I'm sleeping and I'm drooling. I do that at night. Well, what else can I tell ya about? I'm excited for the Christmas season. I'm excited to decorate, and I'm excited for it to just be simple so that things aren't in my way. But I'm also excited for it to be done, because every day I have been getting things done slowly, but it's like I said, started the 26th. Also, yeah, just like what with the things, like I said at the beginning about appreciating life and everything else, I just realized how even if I have crappy days or crappy things, I really love my life, and I've had such a good childhood. I've had such a good adulthood, even in the hard times. And I just am so appreciative of the life that I've had thus far. And I don't want to take a day for granted, because we don't know how much time we have. We don't know how much those around us have. So we don't know when our circumstances will change. But I just want to enjoy every single day. And I'm definitely not ready to leave this world yet, because I want to keep living in this life. But that's because I'm lucky and I'm happy, and in a different situation I might not say the same thing, but I really want to appreciate the life I have, because not everybody gets to have a life where they feel safe, happy, and healthy, and I just want to appreciate those things. Melody says I still need to put the tree up. Oh yeah, I mean, I still need to bring the tree down from the loft. The other thing is, like, I'm not going to put up all 7 trees. Steve said we don't need 7, but because I said I'm only allowed to have 1 tree. He said I didn't say that. I just said we don't need 7. I'm like, okay, so 6. But no, okay, so even if I do 1 or 2 trees, the thing is that lots of my garland, I think that's what it's called. You know, like it looks like the Christmas tree, but it's long things. I shove those in the box around the Christmas trees. So I have to, even if I don't set up that Christmas tree, some of them I might need to open to get my garland out if I want to use it. So Christmas, like we will be doing a family Christmas thing, but it won't be necessarily on Christmas Day. Whoever's here will be here for Christmas Day, but Amy and James and their baby Jackson, it's his first Christmas, but they're going to James's family for this Christmas, so we'll have to do it on a different day. So I'm not sure how many people will be here for. Oh, I see. Well, it says Mom sent a video, so I'm not sure if she sent me the recipe or if she sent me something else. So Christmas, yeah, so besides that, I don't know what our plans are. Like, we don't have any big plans for Christmas. So Owen, our eldest, turned 32 yesterday, but he was working yesterday, so we are getting together this week to celebrate his birthday. And I still don't know what he wants for dinner, whether we're ordering in or if I'm making something. I need to find out what he wants for dinner. How many of you guys, when you decorate for Christmas, put the exact same decorations in the exact same place so it's easy and you know where things go? You just open them, put that there, that goes there, that I like that there. And how many of you try and change it up every year? There is certain things that just work in a spot. So yes, there is some things that I put in the same spot. But for the most part, I like it to be different every year. I like it to feel different, a different theme or whatever. But how many of you guys do that? Do you put things in the exact same spot, makes it easy and done, but then your house looks the same every Christmas? Or how many of you change it up for a different feel? And what else? There was something else I was going to ask you guys. I'll think about it. I know we talked about a couple weeks ago or last week or something, we talked about different gift ideas. So if you want to watch that again, we talked about different homemade gifts and different things that are more meaningful than just spending money and such. But Cheryl says, I wing it with the Christmas decorations. Just so it goes where you feel like it goes for that year. So it'll change. Like you said, it's probably the same as me. Like, yeah, some things will stay the same and some things will change just wherever it feels right for that to be. So what was the other thing I was going to say? It wasn't just, you could tell me this too about good moments or like things that make you happy, the little things that make you happy and what you're grateful for. And Cheryl says, yes, exactly. What you're grateful for. You know what I did too? Honestly, it was a bit chilly in the house this evening, but I didn't go and put the boost on the heat to make, because sometimes in the evenings the house has warmed up during the day, because it doesn't go off. Steve always says the heat's never off. It just goes down to 16 in the night and stuff like that. And he said today when I was freezing, he's like, well, why don't you put on a jumper or something? And I'm like, in the house. But anyways, because I get cold, but I purposely didn't. Because it's so warm in the evenings, usually, I purposely, I left the doors open and made sure it wasn't, because I knew I was wearing this. So if it was too hot in here, I wouldn't have been able to wear this big, thick jumper in the evening once I'm running around and it's hot. But I also had a shower hours before so that my hair wasn't wet for the live. However, I put, so much mousse in it that it looks all crunchy and it looks like it could be wet, but it's not. Yes, today's theme is basically just about being grateful for what we have and where we are and the things that make us happy. And so same thing, what would make you, what do you want for Christmas? What would make you happy for Christmas? Just even having the family together. Sorry, Mom, that we can't all be there. We're coming in the summertime. But yes, we can't be there for Christmas, but having your kids or your grandkids home, or people should volunteer at shelters and food, what do they call it? Food, soup kitchens and all those things, not just at Christmas, but those places need help all year round. But is there things that you do, gift donations for kids? Or do you volunteer more at Christmas? Or what are your traditions or special things that make you happy at this time of year? What are the things that you do to bring joy to other people? Do you invite people that you know are going to be alone for Christmas? to your, actually maybe me and Steve could do that because it's not going to be a very big Christmas. We can see if there's anybody else who wants to come for Christmas Day and have some chairs at the table. And yeah, tell me what you like about this season. And I mean, you might not celebrate Christmas. If you celebrate something else, what do you celebrate, and what are the things that make it? Because you have to admit that whether you celebrate Christmas or something else, it's this time of year when people just do nice things for other people. There's the magic in the air, and it just feels better around this time of year because people seem to be nicer. And if you believe in the spiritual stuff and spirits, do they celebrate holidays in heaven? Not technically. At the same time, okay, people say that time doesn't exist in the afterlife. That's not true. Time doesn't exist the way we know it here. But around the time of year of Christmas or birthdays in the family or stuff like that, they do gather because they know we'll be together. So they come closer. So you may feel, and that's actually an old tradition, I think here in Europe, from years and years and years ago, was that was the time that they told ghost stories, was not at Halloween, but at Christmas. But the veil is thinner then as well at Christmas because they do come closer because they know that we're gathering, so they gather to be with us. Laurie says, we try to adopt a family at Christmas and enjoy finding things people we don't know would like. So you adopt a family. Is that to like a less fortunate family and then donate gifts to that family for Christmas? Is that what you mean? Or do you adopt a family to have Christmas dinner with? Oh, she's writing more. Melody says, I like the cranberry ginger ale. Okay, stop bragging. It's hard enough you can buy ginger ale here, but they don't drink it as much, so it's harder to get. It's more expensive. Let alone, I don't have any cranberry ginger ale, but I could buy ginger ale and add cranberry juice, and that might work. Laurie says, and we pick names, just our immediate family, which the kids love doing. Good way to think about their siblings or parents and buy for them. And then Laurie said yes. So yes to buying gifts for the adopted family who is less fortunate, might not be able to afford gifts that year. That's very nice. Laurie says seasonal. Wait, what's seasonal? The cranberry ginger ale? What are we saying seasonal now, Laurie? I was going to say with the choosing names. We did that when we got older. After a certain point, when we were older teenagers, young adults and stuff, and when we had like boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever, because there were so many of us, instead of having to buy for like my brother and his girlfriend and my sister and her boyfriend and like all these people, we used to just, all of us kids, not including the parents, all of us kids would put the names in and then draw each other. So I might have my brother's girlfriend and she would have my sister or whatever, and then we had like I can't remember if it was a $50 or $100 limit. It might have been $50. And then instead of buying like 10 to 20 gifts for £10 each or $10 each, you would only buy one gift and it would be like $50 or whatever. And yeah, and we really liked it too. We liked like, who do we have this year? And and then you think about that person and what they get and what they like. And also you would get different, it would be different. I mean, you could maybe get the same person, but for the most part it was different people. So then you could think about somebody else. And it made it more special too, because you could focus on something that person actually liked as opposed to buying everybody crap little gifts. So, seasonal. And Melody says, and the boys love the eggnog. Yes, it is hard to find eggnog here too, but I don't know if you remember, I don't know if I was doing my lives then, but I have tried making eggnog here. And it works out really well, especially because they test highly for salmonella in eggs here. So you can eat raw egg here. You won't get salmonella because they test for it. So yes, I should make some more eggnog. That is yummy, but you need to drink it up within a few days or something. Actually, you probably freeze it as well. Yes. Okay, Melody, put that on the list, and I might even do that for my rambling hour in the kitchen. Eggnog. Yum, yum, yum. And I'm just thinking about all these things. I'm so excited, and the kitchen is clean and it's ready. So maybe I'll do the Christmas in the kitchen next Sunday because we want to do the food, the crafts can wait. the food will come first. Melody said, okay. So, okay, okay. So I might make a batch before next Sunday, but then on my, if it's quick and easy enough, I might do that on my kitchen live. I need to wee, but I'll hold it. I'll be patient. It's my own fault for drinking so much pop. We have 10 minutes left. What do you guys want to talk about? I know we do the death question. No, I haven't written all my stuff out in my after my end of life planning book, which I talked about last week. And no, I haven't worked on my will, but the office is clean, as I said, so I could sit at my desk and work on our wills, which is important, but we don't need to do a question this week. We'll get back to that soon enough. Board games. I know I need to, that's something too, not just at Christmas and stuff, but especially with the kids being older, and like I said, how many of them are out of the house this weekend, and me thinking about what it's going to be like when it's an empty nest, and I'm okay with that. For the most part, I love Steve, I love his company, and I love being alone. So I'm okay with that. But at the same time, the more time you have apart from each other, the more you want to make the time you have together special. So I don't know if it would be a Friday, because, when you're young and like that, you want to go out on Fridays and stuff. But at the same time, if you're working during the week, I just thought maybe at some point I should, some time, I don't know what I'm saying, just where the kids and the adults get together and do board games or crafts or whatever. So I don't know if I can gather them to do crafts because they are older now, so I don't think it'd be like, Mom wants to do crafts with everyone, but we could probably get together to do board games. I miss playing me and my siblings used to play board games all the time, even as adults and stuff. We'd get together and we'd invite Mom to play if she wanted, Dad too, but Dad got to a certain point, which I can get this, I'll probably get to that point too, where the chaos, the noise was too much for him. He just would get anxiety with all of the chaos, so he didn't play as much. And some board games I don't like to play because I'm not as knowledgeable in that kind of, say, playing Scrabble with my brother-in-law Ryan, and it would probably be the same with Mr. Steve because he knows so much stuff. And plus, I say Trivial Pursuit. I can't play that here because, first of all, I'm not very good at all those. My head does not retain all those types of facts. But also, the Trivial Pursuit here is obviously questions that are for here. So, Melody says we still do. Hey, leave me alone. I'm glad you guys still play board games and stuff, and I would join if I was there, but I'm not. So, we have so many board games as well, and we do buy some we either buy some or we get some as gifts every year, but do we play them? No. So, make that my New Year's resolution that I'm going to plan family time together, even if it's Sunday afternoons. And then I do my live in the evenings and Steve goes out in the evenings, but maybe Sunday afternoon. So maybe make sure that whatever dinner is on Sundays is easy and done so that all we have to do is hang out on Sunday afternoons. I don't know. That's the part of the problem is when do we make it during the week in an evening or do we make it on the weekend? I have to see what the siblings, the children think. What else is happening for Christmas? Yeah, I would just like to know other people's traditions and things that they like to do, or things that they have tried but they will never do again. Say snow on your windows, the spray snow. Do you guys like that stuff, or you hate the cleanup of it, or you hate that once you put it up it looks really nice, but then stupid little children. No children are stupid, but people stick their fingers in it and write on it and stuff, or other things. Oh, remember the tinsel that used to put on Christmas trees in the olden days, the one strand tinsel everywhere, and then you were finding it for yonks after. What are things that you've tried and not liked? Oh, sorry, my brain is starting to think of some of the Christmas crafts that I want to do as well. So yeah, tell me what things that you've done that you like, and tell me some of the things that you have done and you will never do again. Which made me think of something else. I don't know if there's a craft or something.
Melody says, I still use that tinsel. Yes, I have some as well. I have some that was our Grandma McDermott's who she died when I was 13, but I still have hers in an envelope. But I don't use it. But I still have some of that tinsel. I think I have 2 boxes that have never been opened from who knows where. And I still have it. And I'm like, sometimes I think about using it, but I haven't used it ever in my adult life. But I don't think it's like good for the environment. But if you're using the same tree and it's stuck on the tree, Mel, do you try and take it off the tree every year, or do you just leave it on the tree, or what do you do? I don't know. Melody says, I have Mom and Dad's old tinsel. Because Mom's smart and she doesn't use that stuff anymore. And is it a mess to clean up? I don't know. I remember it as a kid and I see it sometimes, but I haven't used it. I'm just glad that like LED lights, and Melody says she takes it off of the tree. LED lights and stuff, like I'm glad that lights don't heat up anymore and that is so much safer. How devastating would it be if your house, I mean, for those people whose houses have burnt down because of a Christmas tree, and just trying to make it like look festive and be holly and jolly, and then their house burns down. That is so devastating. Even now with the lights being safer and not getting hot, Steve still makes me turn all the lights off at night before I go to sleep. So any of the Christmas lights that are plugged in, I have to shut off. Melody says, did I already say that? Melody says, no, it's not that bad, the tinsel on the trees. And Cheryl says, my son Paul gets us a real tree every year. I have never had a real tree in my life. And some people swear by it and can't go without one. And other people do not want a real tree. Some people will tell me, like, if you use a big bucket and you keep it watered, then it won't lose its needles as quickly. And especially here, the humidity is higher than like where we have in Canada, where you use, what do they call it? Forced air heating, like the vents and the furnace. So it would be dry. It's drier in the houses. Plus outside, it's just in winter, especially on the prairies, it's drier outside as well, the humidity. But then other people will swear they won't want a real tree because of the mess it makes and everything else. Can I just say, though, that any tree I've ever had of the fake ones, I'm always cleaning up the green, even when I move it or set it up or anything. It's losing all its needles every year as well. So, and then you find those for months after Christmas as well. Melody says, I didn't use it last year because Brock's cat was here. It's not good to use with dogs and cats. Yeah, because they probably eat it and then it'll get stuck in their system. Real trees. So I guess Steve's had real trees in the past, and so he doesn't like them. So we haven't had one, but eventually maybe I'll have one. I think if I had I'm not complaining on the size of our living room. It's a good sized living room, but just the way it's laid out, the way that we have everything against the walls, so the space is in the middle of it. I think of it, if I had a space that was right for the Christmas tree, then I might do a real one. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll try actually, I was going to do that last year, because there is places now where you can rent a Christmas tree and it stays in the bucket and you bring it back. And then they rent them out for so many years, and then once it gets to a certain age, they plant it out somewhere. So you can do that if you don't want to. And then there's, and so they have these other ones that you can buy, and they're just small. So you can decorate them outside or bring them inside, and they're just small ones in a bucket. So I might maybe buy one of those as a real one and try. I think my mom had real Christmas trees when she was a kid sometimes as well. I don't know. Mom, you can tell me. Cheryl said, the scent is amazing. If it is properly maintained, there are very few needles. Always have had one every Christmas of my life. 65th coming up. Oh, wait, I need my glasses. I think that says 65, but it might be 66. Yeah, 65th coming up. Yes, that was the other thing, is that, yes, you can get them here. And obviously they have Christmas tree farms, but at the same time, living in Canada is totally different for getting a Christmas tree than living here, right? Like, there's obviously way more, like, lots of places in Canada where you can even go out and get your own from the forest or wherever. So, Mom said, yes, I did. That's referring to having live Christmas trees when she was a kid. I am loving that there's so many people on right now and that we're having all this chat and it's Christmassy talk, and I'm very excited for the next rambling hours in the coming weeks, but I really, really do have to go pee, and we are at the hour. So, you guys, if you're watching this, whether you're watching now live or you're watching this at a later time, I will still see the comments and I'll comment back to you. So you guys can keep commenting on this and telling me about all of your Christmas traditions and things that you have tried that you would never do again. Cheryl says Mr. Bean's Christmas tree, laughing. Yes, yes, or the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Those things are funny too. And and the one from Dr. Seuss, like from the Grinch, the Christmas tree. Funny stuff. And Cheryl says, go pee! Yeah, well, not here on the couch. That'll be a mess to clean up. I'll go to the bathroom in a moment. And Melody says, have a wonderful week. Thank you. I will. As soon as I'm done talking to you guys right now, I mean, besides going to the facilities, when I'm done that, I am just going to keep decorating in the living room and dining room. Who needs sleep anyways when Christmas is so near, right? It's that time of year. Get your Christmas shopping done. Get everything done, and still you're going to be up till at least 3 in the morning on Christmas Eve, if not later. So, yes, I love you too, Melody, and everyone else. And, yes, if you haven't already started your Christmas shopping or making your gifts or whatever, get on it! All right? I'm hoping to have the Christmas decorating done by December 1st so I can enjoy the Christmas season. Next Sunday is December 3rd, so it'll be our first Christmas special, and we will see you then. I love you guys. And Cheryl says, take care, you too. And yes, I'm going to the toilet. I'm going. All right, love you guys. See you guys later. Bye.